There are moments in sports that quietly announce the arrival of a new star. Not with a trophy, not with a championship speech, but with a decision made by someone who has already conquered the game. And that is exactly what is happening again. One of the greatest names tennis has ever produced has made a choice that has the entire tennis world paying attention. Venus Williams is stepping back onto the doubles court at the DC Open, and standing beside her once again will be Alex Eala. At first glance, it looks like another doubles partnership. But the deeper you look, the more remarkable this story becomes. Because legends don't hand out opportunities without a reason. They choose partners they believe in. And this decision says far more about Alex than any ranking ever could. For a young player still building her career, sharing the court with a 7-time Grand Slam singles champion is already something most athletes only dream about. Yet for Alex, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime surprise anymore. It is happening again. And that's the detail that changes everything. The first time could have been dismissed as curiosity. The second time feels like confidence. Confidence from one of the most respected competitors the sport has ever known. Think about what Venus represents. She isn't simply another experienced player looking for a doubles partner. She helped redefine women's tennis. She battled through multiple generations of champions. She changed the way power, athleticism, and professionalism were viewed in the sport. For more than 2 decades, she stood on the biggest stages under the brightest lights while carrying expectations that few athletes could ever understand. So when someone with that level of experience looks across the net and decides that Alex is the player she wants beside her, it carries a message that statistics alone cannot explain. But what makes this partnership even more fascinating is how different these two athletes are. On one side is decades of experience, championships, heartbreak, and history. On the other is youth, hunger, fearless energy, and a career that is only beginning to unfold. It almost feels like 2 different eras of tennis meeting at exactly the right moment. One player has already built a legacy. The other is still writing her first chapters. Yet somehow, their styles seem to complement each other in ways that continue to surprise fans. What many people fail to realize is that doubles isn't simply about placing 2 talented players together. Chemistry cannot be forced. Communication cannot be manufactured overnight. Every point requires trust. Every movement depends on understanding what your partner will do before they even move. That level of connection usually takes months or even years to develop. So when Venus chooses Alex again, it suggests that something worked the first time that the public may not have fully appreciated. And that's where the story becomes even more interesting. Their previous appearance together wasn't memorable just because 2 recognizable names stood on the same side of the court. It captured attention because people immediately noticed the balance between them. Venus brought calm under pressure. Alex brought relentless intensity. Venus read the game with years of wisdom. Alex attacked it with fearless confidence. Instead of competing for control, they complemented each other's strengths. It created a partnership that felt surprisingly natural despite the enormous difference in experience. Fans around the world noticed it almost instantly. Every highlight circulated across social media. Every rally reminded people that tennis isn't only about individual greatness. Sometimes the most unforgettable moments happen when generations come together. Suddenly, longtime followers of Venus found themselves cheering for Alex. At the same time, younger fans who had grown up watching Alex's rise were witnessing one of the greatest champions in history through a completely different lens. But behind those exciting moments was something much more valuable than publicity. Alex wasn't just sharing a court with a legend. She was sharing conversations, routines, preparation, and countless small lessons that cameras rarely capture. Those quiet moments before matches, during changeovers, and after difficult points often become the experiences that shape an athlete's future more than any single victory. Imagine preparing for a match while standing beside someone who has won Grand Slam titles, faced the greatest rivals in history, survived career-threatening injuries, and returned again and again to compete at the highest level. Every word carries weight. Every piece of advice comes from experience earned through years of pressure that few athletes could ever imagine. Those lessons cannot be found in coaching manuals. They are learned only through living them. That is why this reunion means far more than another doubles entry on the tournament schedule. It represents another opportunity for Alex to absorb knowledge that could influence her career long after this event ends. Every practice session becomes another classroom. Every match becomes another chance to understand how champions think when momentum shifts against them. Those are the invisible advantages that rarely appear on a scoreboard but often determine who eventually becomes a champion. And yet, the timing couldn't be more intriguing. Alex arrives at this stage of her career carrying more momentum than ever before. Expectations continue to rise. Every tournament now attracts greater attention. Every victory brings louder conversations about what she could accomplish next. The pressure naturally grows alongside the opportunities. That is the reality of becoming one of the brightest young names in international tennis. But what nobody expected was for another powerful endorsement to arrive from someone who has already reached the summit of the sport. Rankings can earn respect. Victories can earn headlines. Yet trust from a legend often leaves the strongest impression of all. And that trust has now been displayed in front of the entire tennis world once again. As excitement builds toward the DC Open, fans are beginning to ask an even bigger question. Could this partnership become more dangerous than anyone realizes? Because if their first appearance together introduced the world to an exciting combination of experience and youth, this second chapter arrives with something even more valuable. Familiarity. They already know what it's like to compete together. They already understand each other's rhythm. And that could make them even more dangerous when the tournament begins. But what happens once the first ball is struck may reveal something far bigger than simply whether they can win matches together. Because once the tournament officially begins, every point will carry a meaning that goes far beyond the doubles scoreboard. For most teams, the objective is simple: survive each round and keep advancing. But for Alex Eala, this event represents something much larger. It is another opportunity to prove that her growing reputation is not built on hype. It is being built on trust, consistency, and the respect she continues to earn from people who understand the game better than anyone else. That is why so many eyes will be fixed on this partnership from the very first serve. Fans won't just be watching to see spectacular winners or impossible volleys. They'll be watching the little moments, the conversations between points, the body language during pressure situations, the confidence they show when facing experienced opponents. Those details often reveal more than the final score ever can. And this is where the story becomes even more compelling. Venus has spent her career recognizing talent long before the rest of the world catches up. She has competed against multiple generations of elite players, adapting her game through different eras while remaining one of the sport's most respected competitors. Someone with that level of experience develops an instinct that statistics simply cannot measure. When she believes a player belongs beside her, people notice. That doesn't mean the road ahead suddenly becomes easy. In fact, it becomes even more demanding. Every appearance alongside a legend naturally raises expectations. Every successful point invites more attention. Every mistake is analyzed more closely. The spotlight becomes brighter, and with it comes even greater pressure. That is the challenge Alex now faces. But pressure has become a familiar companion throughout her journey. Every breakthrough has brought another level of expectation. Every ranking milestone has created another wave of headlines. Every major tournament has introduced another opportunity to prove she belongs among the sport's biggest names. Instead of shrinking from those moments, Alex has continued moving forward, one match at a time. What makes this chapter especially exciting is that doubles offers a completely different kind of growth. Singles tests individual resilience. Doubles tests communication, awareness, and trust. It forces players to think beyond themselves. Split-second decisions have to be made together. One player's confidence can immediately lift the other. Momentum can change with a single exchange at the net. Those experiences often sharpen skills that later become invaluable in singles competition. That is one reason partnerships like this can quietly shape an athlete's future. Every rally against world-class opponents becomes another lesson. Every difficult situation teaches another way to solve problems under pressure. Every conversation with an all-time great adds another layer of understanding that cannot be gained through practice alone. Meanwhile, Filipino fans have every reason to feel excited. Around the world, support for Alex continues to grow with every tournament she enters. Her matches attract larger audiences. Her highlights spread across social media within minutes. More young athletes are beginning to see someone from the Philippines competing confidently against the best players in the world. That influence stretches far beyond rankings. It inspires the next generation to believe that they belong on tennis' biggest stages too. And now those same supporters will witness another unforgettable moment. Seeing Alex walk onto the court beside one of the greatest champions in history is powerful on its own. But knowing that this partnership is happening again makes it even more meaningful. It confirms that the first collaboration wasn't simply a memorable headline. It was the beginning of something built on genuine respect. Of course, no one can predict exactly how far they will go in Washington. Tennis has always been unpredictable. One incredible performance can change an entire tournament. One difficult draw can end a campaign earlier than expected. That uncertainty is part of what makes the sport so captivating. But perhaps the biggest victory has already happened before a single point has even been played. Think about where Alex stood only a few years ago. Like every young player, she was chasing opportunities, hoping to earn recognition, trying to prove she deserved a place among the world's best. Today, she is no longer simply asking for those opportunities. She is being chosen for them. That shift says everything. Respect in professional tennis isn't given through interviews or social media posts. It is earned inside locker rooms, during practices, and through countless hours of competition. The players understand who prepares the right way. They understand who competes with courage. They understand who belongs. When someone with Venus resume continues placing her trust in Alex, that respect becomes impossible to ignore. And perhaps that's the most exciting part of this entire story. This partnership isn't only about the present. It hints at the future. Every experience Alex gains today could become the foundation for even greater achievements tomorrow. Every lesson learned beside a legend could appear years later in the biggest matches of her own career. One day, fans may look back at moments like this and realize they were witnessing something much bigger than a doubles team. They were watching the quiet evolution of a future star, guided by one of the game's greatest champions during a crucial stage of her journey. So when Alex and Venus step onto the court at the DC Open, they won't simply represent two talented players sharing the same side of the net. They will represent two generations connected by mutual respect, professionalism, and belief. One has already written one of tennis' greatest legacies. The other is still writing hers. Whether they lift the trophy or fall short, this partnership has already delivered a powerful message to the entire tennis world. Alex Eala is no longer just a promising young talent with potential. She is becoming a player trusted by champions, respected by legends, and recognized as someone who truly belongs on the biggest stages of professional tennis. And sometimes, before greatness is confirmed by titles, it is recognized by the people who already know exactly what greatness looks like.